Just wanted to share that I now have a Patreon. If you like my content and want to keep supporting what I do, you can join up for as little as $5 and get a couple of really cool perks, including exclusive video content that I will be producing just for Patreon. And then even if you're not a Patreon, you can actually buy the digital files for the playmats I designed. Link for the Patreon will be down below in the shop, and let's get into the video.
Hello everybody, my name is Connor and we are here with Katakuri versus Red Green Oden. This game was fun. I liked not playing a meta deck. It was not that I played a bunch of meta decks, but Red Green Oden, I really love the deck, and my friend Rodron here, his build is very cool, so I'm probably gonna go over that, but enough about that. I end up playing the Hiyori and putting Thunderbolt in my life, thinking that he will most likely have a lot of 5k bodies that I can use Thunderbolt to get rid of. I put it at the bottom of my life, and I know right now he's saying like, oh, that's a zero cost event. Unfortunately, it's not. But I know with the counter I have in my hand, there's a good chance I'm not gonna be able to, like, I could, but I'd have to give 2Ks to get out of what I assume is the next hit. So, yeah, I decide to put it at the bottom, and I think that was a huge mistake. I think that whole play was a huge mistake, and we'll get into it. So, he ends up swinging 7, so I would have to pitch both cards, and boom, there is a zero cost, and I am so bummed right now. I'm like, okay, I just need another Hiyori. That is fine. So he ends up playing Momo and gets the Denjiro. Denjiro's so good in the Oden deck, and he passes turn, and we get another zero cost. So on one hand, thank goodness we have some counter. On the other hand, I really wish that we still had that Hiyori in hand. But we do end up swinging the Hiyori at the Momo Searcher. I'm hoping he'll let it go, but he has so many cards in hand that he does end up using the Yamato as counter. So I end up swinging 7, and here I'm torn between swinging 7 into life and getting another life, or swinging 7 into Momo and getting rid of that blocker. I think maybe I should have swung into life. 7k is such a big hit, and I'm not super concerned about that. And we do have a Onami in our life, so we will be able to pop something if he plays it. We tap 3, and we play out our Parasparrow and pass turn. So at least his board is empty right now too. My board is empty, which is a bummer. Or not empty, but I have a Parasparrow. But he plays down his Hiyori, the 4-cost Hiyori, taps it, pops it, draws a card. He plays the Denjiro and draws a card from the Hiyori ability. As I mentioned, Denjiro is just so good in the Oden deck. It's such a good card. He ends up swinging 7, and we take it. We pop the Denjiro just so he can't attach the rest of Dawn, and we end up drawing a Kikinojo. Kikinojo pretty nice at this point. We're both at 3. With 7. I'm at 7 Dawn, so I go to swing Parasparrow, and then I remember, oh, you're at 6, even though I did pop that. Like the 6 still stays. So instead of dropping 7 Mom, I decided to poke 6, hoping to get some cards out of hand. And yeah, I'm gonna go 6, 7. He gives me the winner Izo. I go 7, I look at my life, we get the 5-cost Luffy, and I think I'll leave it there. He ends up taking, so he's down to 2, and we tap 4, drop Kikinojo, and pass turn. So at this point, I am feeling better. I'm feeling more comfortable in the game here. He does have a lot of cards in hand. It's hard for me to see, and I think it's hard when my opponent has double sleeved. I think I just need to ask about cards in hand, because first off, I love double sleeving my cards. I love double sleeving my decks, so I love double sleeving my decks. So I love double sleeving my cards. I love double sleeving my decks. So I love double sleeving my cards. I love double sleeving my decks. So 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 I love double sleeving my dec and my opponent double sleeving their first anniversary cards. Oh, so good. But he ends up tapping a Hiyori, or tapping 4 to play the Hiyori, and that brings out the Izo, which is such a good play. Puts the rest of Dawn on Oden, so Oden is a 6, and he still has 4 Dawn to play with. I mean, I don't really know how he got so many cards in his hand, but there's a lot. So he ends up swinging 8, I believe, at me, and I end up taking and keeping the Luffy because I can't pop anything. I think I probably should have. I've been holding on to those 2K counters for way too long. I think I should have countered out. I think one of the things that I struggle with Katakuri is, playing the cards out, or countering, because I'm like, I'll just take the life, it'll be a trigger. But he drops the 2-cost Rosinante, which honestly, like, it's pretty spicy in the deck. I don't remember seeing a lot of Rosinantes, and it definitely makes it a little bit trickier to deal with. So I'll go 6 with Parasparrow. Let's see if I can get him to block with Rosinante. We will go 6 with Kikinojo and 7 with Katakuri, and I think that leaves us 7 Dawn to play our Big Mom. So I'm pretty sure that is the plan here. He does have one Dawn up, which I was thinking Rad Beam. But so I didn't think he'd use the Rad Beam, or what I assumed was Rad Beam on a 6K. But yeah, my opponent, he's just taking his time to think about what he wants to do. I think he knows that he has 3 hits coming at him minimally. We do get a beige off the top of our deck. That's neat. And he gives me the Izo out of the 6. I swing the 7 with Katakuri. And what is that? I can't even tell what that was. I think it was another Luffy, judging by the color. But he ends up playing the Paradise Waterfall, or countering with the Paradise Waterfall. So he shows me Paradise Waterfall there. I think I should have read over that card because I haven't seen it in a long time. So, but then we swing 6 with Kikinojo. And he decides to take it, which I'm like, okay, cool. He's definitely going to heal me here. We drop 7 for the life, get that heal, get back to 3 life, and pass turn. So I'm hoping he'll swing into my Parasparrow. I don't think he'll swing into Kikinojo. I think that with how much life gain I get back, swinging into Kikinojo is not helpful right now, but not seeing 10 Mom is also not helpful right now. Yeah, that is pretty tough in all honesty. So he ends up swinging, what is Izo? I think Izo's a 7k body, but they end up swinging 7. I don't think I'm bouncing my desk, or I'm bouncing my leg. I might be, but yeah, so we end up countering with Frankie and Luffy. Not really wanting to take that 7. And we have 2 0-cost events. I feel like I prioritize not like the 0-cost, like holding on to the 0-cost events probably too much in this game. But my opponent still has their 10 Dawn, all Dawn. They tap 8 for Dragon, and honestly, I was not expecting Dragon, not at all. I think last time I played Oden, last time people were playing Oden, Dragon was not on the list, Dragon was not out, so we end up, we're trying to decide if we want to take that hit. And we do. We get the Parasparrow. That's what that was, not Luffy. I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to trigger it out? Do I want to go for it? I decide to trigger it out because it's another body on board, and I end up trashing a 0-cost event. So Dragon still gets to swing. And I really don't think that's me bouncing the table, but it could be. I was very nervous. I do not play well under pressure. He swings 8 and I get a Shirahoshi, which is fine. And another 0 cost. I'm like, okay. He has 1 life. I think no, I don't go for game here, but because he has a blocker up. So he's a 6k body, and I'm trying to figure out, actually, do I go for game here? I don't know. I end up swinging 7 at life, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I thought about going for game, but decided against it. But spoiler alert, that going for game is where I falter in this game bad. But we swing 7. I think we're swinging 7 at life. Realistically, I should have cleared board. I should have tried to clear board. It could be the players next to me bouncing the table, which I'll fight them next time I see them. But I know it was a pretty hype game going on next to us. So, again, sorry about the camera bouncing. I do what I can. But, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. So, they use Ezo and they trash the Red Hawk for counter, I believe. I swing 8. Yeah, I think I'm going for game, which I don't know if I considered the blocker. I just think I have enough characters to go for game, and that is not the case. I know I should have cleared board. I think the biggest thing I learned from this game, and because I think I am going for game here, and looking at it now, I know in the time I was like, I'm going for game, I got this. But looking at it now, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why would I go for game? Like, yeah, not a good choice. I should have tried to clear board, get some cards out of hand, drop 7 mom to heal up. But they do tap the rad beam. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 at lead. Yeah, I think I am going for game. I'm so baffled that I did that. Yeah, no, oh my god. I totally see where I was in the wrong. Now, swinging, no, because at this point I've used all my Dawn. I have to kill something on board. This was a really bad play, and this is part of the reason I wanted to talk about this, is I went for game way too soon. He still has 1 Dawn up. I could drop something. We got Thunderbolt in the bottom of life. He ends up tapping, and he gives me the rad beam. And I don't know why I did that. Looking back at it, I do not know why I did that. And thankfully, he and the Gecko player next to me, who is probably shaking the table, I'm gonna laugh, it was probably me actually, and here I am blaming him. I asked them for some advice because I threw. I think I had that game pretty soundly. I could have dropped another 7 mom. I think he definitely would have felt the pressure to heal, and I could have dropped Shirahoshi to get some protection. But I did not. I went for game way too early, and one of the things that they both told me is, or that they both kind of mentioned, is that you should only go for game if you you are going to die next turn, or B, you comfortably have it. And yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that's, depending on how he swings. And yeah, at this point, the Thunderbolt isn't helpful. I mean, I can 0 cost event out of it, but I think I have to take this hit, and then I can't get out of a 9. So really, I threw that game. I feel like I had that game. Well, I end up popping her with it. I think keeping it, would I have had the counter? Was that? I don't know. I can't do math that fast, but no, I'm not happy with that game. I'm really not proud of that game. I played very poorly. I think I had a good idea behind putting Thunderbolt in my life, but if I had held on to that, I would have been able to put Zero Cost in my life, and it just would have been so better. Yeah, I don't know why I thought to go for lethal when they had 2 Dawn up and a blocker. I don't know why I did that. That's honestly, like, I really threw that game, and I was really upset. Yeah, because as I said, if the player next to me lost, we would have been first and second, and we would have gotten our Peronas. But I lost this game, and then I went and I had to play against Bonnie. And if you have been a viewer of the channel, you know excuse my language, I fucking hate green. Green decks are toxic, and Bonnie is the worst. So as soon as I found out I was matched against Bonnie, I was tilted off, like, out of my mind. So I ended up dropping to 6th place, which is definitely a bummer. I definitely got too nervous, excited, I don't even know. Jumped the gun, went for game way too soon, but I did want to post this game so that I can relive the shame and hopefully remember the lesson of not going for lethal too early. So that's why we posted this video. Also, I did think it was a good game. Also, I will be doing an Oden video soon, probably on the sim. But yeah, next week is gonna be pre-releases, so unfortunately I will be having some sim videos. We're gonna do a pudding video, we're gonna do an Oden video, and a couple other things. But I am gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. You guys are great. Thank you everyone who's looked at the Patreon down below, and everybody who has followed me on Twitter. And I'm working on finding a place to put my shop again, so thank you guys. You guys are the greatest. I love you. I'm gonna end it here. Like, subscribe. Not my usual outro. I can't speak. And have a great rest of your day.